Welcome to this installment of From Kitchen to C-Suite. I am your host, Don, and in this episode, we shall address the topic fundamentally reshaping the hospitality and wellness sectors for 2026. Historically, the annual New Year, New Me ritual has been characterized by the predictable dry January movement. For the past decade, January was defined by sober abstinence, a month of withdrawal often marked by uninspired, lime-garnished soda water and a collective anticipation for February 1st Street. However, the data for 2026 indicates a substantive deviation from this narrative. The traditional alcohol consumption trend has not merely paused, it has been supplanted by a dynamic, emergent green wave, which is completely redefining the concept of the functional social tonic. We are conducting a thorough examination of the high January phenomenon. This represents an undeniable and significant shift in consumer behavior across all demographic segments. Wine glasses and artisanal beer pints are being rapidly exchanged for elegantly packaged, cannabis-infused seltzers, sophisticated botanical elixirs, and functional mushroom formulations. This is not a marginal trend. It constitutes a full-scale commercial disruption. The supporting evidence is compelling. A 30% surge in dispensary sales of infused beverages year over year. Even more demonstrative, national liquor chains, the established strongholds of the alcohol industry, are systematically dismantling entire beer displays and relocating prime location end caps to allocate substantial space for premium THC and CBD forward product lines. This transformation transcends a mere buzzword. It represents a permanent paradigm shift driven by diverse consumer groups, ranging from Gen Z and affluent suburban mothers seeking a functional elevation without subsequent impairment, to C-suite executives consciously abandoning the toxic metabolic burden associated with the three-martini lunch. The commerce of social facilitation and relaxation now prioritizes cognitive clarity and well-being over inebriation. In this deep analysis, we will deconstruct the critical marketplace adjustments and analyze the new consumer segments, the social sippers, those who microdose for a moderate effect, versus the heavy hitters, those seeking a full-spectrum experience. Critically, we will address the central question: does high January represent a temporary, resolution-driven vogue or a permanent structural disruption of the American happy hour? The future trajectory of hospitality and beverage retail is currently being established. We invite you to procure your preferred infused tonic. Be seated and join us as we examine the serious commercial implications behind this societal shift. The cultural context of post-holiday detoxification has undergone a fundamental transformation. For the first time in over a decade, dry January, a month characterized by complete abstinence and a reliance on non-alcoholic substitutes, has been officially supplanted by high January. This significant pivot involves millions of consumers forgoing alcohol in favor of sophisticated, cannabis-infused beverages and premium pre-rolls, definitively marking the mainstream adoption of the California sober lifestyle. This shift is fundamentally motivated by a philosophy prioritizing pragmatic harm reduction over punitive abstinence. Consumers are deliberately trading the toxic metabolic burden and associated sequelae of alcohol consumption for a controlled, intentional, functional buzz. A radical consumer and retail transition. The supporting evidence for this movement is unequivocally present in market metrics. Explosive growth in cannabis sales. Legal cannabis dispensaries have documented an unprecedented 25% to 30% surge in sales this January, directly correlating with a sharp decline in conventional alcohol purchases. Retail reconfiguration. Major liquor and grocery retailers are aggressively remerchandising, systematically allocating prime shelf space to THC and CBD-infused beverages, often displacing traditional beer and wine inventories. Market projections. The cannabis-infused beverage sector is projected to mature into a substantial $4 billion market by 2028, compelling established alcohol corporations to urgently reevaluate their competitive positioning. The demographic driving this adoption is not the typical stoner. Rather, it comprises affluent suburban consumers and retirees, individuals seeking the authentic social ritual of a sophisticated beverage without the severe health detriments associated with alcohol. Why consumers are affecting the transition? The primary appeal of high January is the capacity for social engagement, while simultaneously prioritizing health and wellness. Key motivators include absence of hangovers. Users report waking up genuinely refreshed, productive, and mentally acute, thereby circumventing the characteristic cognitive fog and exhaustion associated with alcohol recovery. Significant health benefits. Contemporary THC-CBD seltzers are typically characterized as zero sugar, free of artificial sweeteners, and contain fewer than 10 calories, presenting a significant caloric advantage over craft beers and sugar-laden cocktails. Seamless social integration. Discreetly and aesthetically packaged, these novel beverages mitigate the social stigma and persistent inquiries often associated with complete abstinence, enabling users to participate fully in social gatherings. Generational differences and expert commentary. The transition is most pronounced among younger demographic cohorts. A 2026 Civic Science survey indicated that 21% of all adults substituting alcohol this January selected cannabis/CBD, a figure that escalates to a significant 34% within the 21 to 24 age bracket. For this generation, alcohol is increasingly viewed unfavorably, analogous to cigarettes, while cannabis is being successfully repositioned as a legitimate, quote, wellness tool. While researchers generally concur that the movement represents a positive step toward broad public health harm reduction, specifically by reducing the frequency and severity of binge drinking, addiction specialists advise prudence. Dr. Corey Gamberg cautions that the objective of any intentional sobriety period should be mindfulness and intentionality, not merely swapping the substance in the glass, warning against the potential for exchanging one dependency for another. The maturing market, a procurement guide. The market for cannabis beverages is now highly sophisticated, offering a diverse array of products engineered to emulate the profile and ritual of premium cocktails. The Social Sipper, Can Social Tonics. As the definitive microdose leader, Can Social Tonics are engineered for sustained consumption and control. Each unit contains a light blend of 2 mg THC and 4 mg CBD, intentionally formulated to be stacked, consumed sequentially, over the duration of an evening. This low-dose methodology delivers a gentle, conversation-conducive elevation that mirrors the sessionable nature of light beer or wine, positioning it as the ideal selection for casual socializers who wish to maintain social stamina without experiencing intoxication. The Mixologist, MXXN. For the strict non-drinker who appreciates the craft of mixology, MXXN, pronounced Moon, provides a sophisticated alternative in the form of non-alcoholic, THC-infused spirits. These high-proof spirit replacements, such as their London Dry Gin alternative, are designed for use in a 1-to-1 ratio within established cocktail recipes. Targeting home bartenders and flavor aficionados, MXXN preserves the complex botanical ritual of classic drinks like the gin and tonic or margarita, while substituting ethanol with a precise, rapid-onset cannabis effect. The heavy hitter Find Wonder. When a subtle effect is insufficient, Find Wonder's Higher Vibes line offers a more profound experience. Featuring 10 mg of THC per serving, these seltzers and shots are engineered to deliver an immersive, mind-altering state commensurate with several potent alcoholic drinks. This category is tailored for experienced users, or those seeking a genuine night-out alternative that provides a significant euphoric shift, ensuring the green wave is perceived as equally celebratory as a standard bar outing. The Functional Brez. Representing the convergence of cannabis and the wellness movement, Brez delivers a unique liminal high by integrating hemp-derived THC with adaptogens, such as lion's mane mushrooms. This composite formulation is intended to provide a focused, bright effect that emphasizes mental clarity and mood elevation over potential lethargy. It is the preferred choice for wellness-minded users who perceive their January reset as an opportunity for cognitive enhancement, seeking a functional euphoria that promotes alertness and refreshment. And there you have it, the full breakdown on why dry is out and high is in. It's a massive shift in how we approach wellness and networking in this new era. The evolution of the executive lifestyle, beyond deprivation. Just a decade ago, the notion of the C-suite and cannabis sharing the same headline, let alone a boardroom discussion, would have been an instant public relations crisis, immediately triggering antiquated stigmas. Today, however, we are observing a fundamental, irreversible transformation in the cultural and corporate landscape. High January is proving to be considerably more than a fleeting vibe shift or a simple endorsement of the California sober lifestyle. It is a carefully considered, data-driven strategy for achieving high-performance living. When established industry leaders, such as Boston Beer Company, and rapidly ascending, innovative brands like Can and Stasi, actively redefine the traditional nightcap and social engagement, the corporate world is not merely observing, it is compelled to participate. This acceptance signals crucial market maturity and a willingness by top executives to optimize every facet of their professional and personal lives. The outdated deprivation model, which previously underpinned the traditional dry January, is quickly becoming obsolete among the leadership class. For the modern 2026 executive, the paramount focus has transitioned from subtraction to optimization. This necessitates a deliberate move toward maximizing cognitive function, social stamina, and physical recovery. Whether it involves integrating a 2 mg, non-intoxicating microdose seltzer at a crucial networking reception to manage social anxiety, or leveraging a sophisticated functional botanical to guarantee restorative, data-verified REM sleep, the objective remains constant: maintain high social engagement, remain intellectually sharp and emotionally regulated, and decisively eliminate the debilitating 7 a.m. mental fog that historically plagued even the most successful individuals. This constitutes the new performance contract, the new gold standard for beverage founders, for founders and innovators in the burgeoning beverage industry. The message is undeniable, clear, and urgent. The social tonic is no longer a niche or fringe market. It has matured, crossed the chasm, and is now the new high-value gold standard for consumer engagement. Success will be defined by those who can successfully deliver on the promise of functional, sophisticated, and socially acceptable alternatives to traditional alcohol. Gratitude and looking ahead. Thank you for joining me for this deep dive into the business of conscious consumption. Should this episode have inspired new ideas regarding market opportunity or personal optimization, please consider subscribing and leaving a review. Your support is instrumental in helping new builders, founders, and executives discover the program and our community. Sponsor acknowledgements to our sponsors. This podcast is made possible by the dedicated and essential support of our core sponsors. We extend a special note of gratitude to HRB Universal. Their unwavering commitment to providing comprehensive regulatory resources, industry-leading certification programs, and promoting professional excellence is vital for empowering and uplifting professionals throughout the culinary, hospitality, and regulatory compliance sectors globally. We also profoundly recognize the Plate and Pour Collective Equity Partner Program. This pioneering initiative demonstrates a genuine, actionable commitment to fostering shared success, equitable investment, and inclusive growth within the competitive food and beverage industry. They are actively helping mission-driven entrepreneurs build a more inclusive, financially sound, and flourishing future for all stakeholders. The challenging yet rewarding path to the C-suite is meticulously paved with relentless innovation, unwavering professional dedication, and, most crucially, the right strategic network. We strongly encourage you to utilize the world-class resources and unparalleled support offered by our esteemed sponsors. To connect with HRB Universal and learn more about the Plate and Pour Collective Equity Partner Program, please visit hrbuni.com or conduct a search for HRB Universal on Google. We eagerly anticipate having you join us for our next episode of From Kitchen to C-Suite, where we will continue to explore compelling, data-informed topics specifically designed to advance your career and fuel your entrepreneurial drive. I'm Don, and you've been listening to From Kitchen to C-Suite. Make sure to tune in next week as we tackle a spicy one: tipflation or tip failing. We'll be breaking down how the changing landscape of gratuity is impacting the soul of the industry, specifically the preservation, authenticity, and scaling potential of our beloved artisan and heritage food brands. Until then, stay hungry, stay sharp, and, at least for the remainder of this high-performance month, stay elevated. Cheers. Tune in now wherever you obtain your podcasts. https://link.tr.ee/from_kitchen_to_C-suite. Until next time, continue innovating and striving for transformative success.